So if we would, let's go ahead and assume a comfortable position for our meditation time. A comfortable position is one in which the body is relaxed, and also a position of the body in which we can remain alert, which assists us in remaining present and alert. So right now, let's simply allow the body and the mind to become still. Both body and mind, or body-mind. You may notice as the mind becomes still, the body naturally follows. Meditation is not something that we're to do. Meditation is really abiding in our natural state of pure being prior to thinking. And so we simply align with this natural state of being by first acknowledging, being aware of, and acknowledging what's occurring with us right now in this moment. We simply look and see where our attention is attending, not judging it, not trying to change it, simply being aware of where our attention is right now. If attention is resting in pure, thoughtless awareness, pure awareness, prior to thinking this or that, then we simply remain here. Or is our attention on thoughts? What's occurring in the mind? What's occurring in the body? Or what's occurring in the environment? Just simply be aware. Letting it be as it is. And redirecting attention onto the breath. Simply observing the breath. Observing the flow of the breath. Observing the flow of the breath as it flows in and as it flows out. By simply observing the breath and following its flow with attention, the mind becomes still. Thoughts will subside. And the peace that is ever present in the core of our being shines through. For we recognize that it is only covered by thinking. Watch your breath. Focusing full attention on the breathing process. Now, who's breathing? Who's observing the breath? Notice this awareness that's present, that is aware of the breath, that is aware of thought. It's I am. I am present. I am is present as awareness itself. The very center of awareness, as awareness, I am. Let's each feel this for ourselves. I am. And only I am. I am is before anything else is. As stated in the Bible, before Abraham was, I am. Meaning before time, I am. Let's remain here in this, as this, rest in this. Do not veer from this, as this, one iota. Remain here now as we prepare to receive our dear friend, Ganesan.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Prostrations to Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, who has come in so many forms to bless us all.
Chittam siridasaya samsaram நிச்சலமாய் சித்த நிலை நிற்க முக்தி சித்தமிது சித்தம் ஸ்திரமாக்கவே வேண்டும் ஆதலினால் தீமான் பரமாம் பிரக்ஞையினால் பார் அந்த ஏகாந்த தடையும் சுகமதுவே அந்தமிலாத்யந்த ஆனந்தம் எந்த கருமமும் இல்லப்பரத்திற்கற்றவனாம் ஆர்தான் ரமித்திடான் நீயசை விஷய ஞானம் போய் விரி நிஷ்களமாய் விஷயமில் ஞான பரன் வீடும் அடைய அவாவிலனேனும் அக்ஷயமாம் மோக்ஷம் தவாதுட்டிடுவனே தான் அத்விதமாகி அறிவொளி மாத்திரமாய் எத்தும் மகமம்சத்தெச்சூன்யம் முக்திக்கு வித்ததுவே என்று விளம்பும் பரயோகத்து உய்த்திடுவதாகத்தான் உற்று.
These are the sacred words of Ramana Maharshi. He translated a Sanskrit work, Devika Lotram. This is Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva, her husband, "Oh Master, you have given so many disciplines and spiritual and religious paths to follow. If suppose one can never do any of those things, is there no redemption for him?" Then Lord Shiva gave this Devika Lotram, that is, when Devi, the mother principle, asked the question, the Lord answered, "Yes, there is. If one turns within and be the I am, he need not do anything, even just only to turn within." There are 83 verses there. Very strangely, or not very strangely, when Bhagavan was at Virupaksha cave, somebody brought this Sanskrit text. Bhagavan was fascinated he read only once. He wanted to translate it into Tamil, but then he came to Ramanashram, and one day he felt it was urging him, this Devikalotram verses, put me into Tamil. The text was not there, but all the 83 verses he composed in Tamil spontaneously, and the Sanskrit Tamil scholars say this Tamil of Bhagavan excels and exceeds even the content and the depth of truth of the original Sanskrit. Now 4 verses, excuse me, 4 verses, only 4 verses she chanted Anuradha, saving you from listening to my singing. The translation is, when the mind moves even a little, that is samsara, that is worldly bondage. When the mind abides firmly and remains unmoved in the state of self, that is mukti, liberation. This is certain. Lord Shiva says, this is certain. Therefore, know that the wise man must hold his mind unmoved with the supreme self-awareness. The second verse, the happiness attained in this aloneness, nobody, no place, no scripture, nothing outside of oneself. This happiness attained in this aloneness is the highest boundless bliss. Which wise man will not revel in that supreme reality in which there is absolutely no action? The third verse, being rid of worldly knowledge, the great hero who has acquired pure wisdom of this I am, in which there are no sense objects and which is all pervading and without any form, will attain immutable liberation without fail, even though he may not have any desire to attain the liberation. Even without desire, he will be in that state of realization. The fourth verse is, this state of inner silence of stillness, which is infinite and all-encompassing, single whole without a second, is the effulgence of pure I am awareness. It is completely devoid of world phenomena. It is the seed for attaining liberation, thereby obtaining union with the Supreme Ultimate. So not only Lord Shiva's assurance, our Master Bhagavan, who had translated from within the heart, is not even having the text in front of him. How pure it should be, straight from Bhagavan's heart. These 83 verses have come. Supreme wisdom on simply I am which is within. I am so grateful to AHAM, to every one of you, for sharing this supreme truth. This is not a teaching. I am not a teacher. I am not propagating anything. I am not representing some institution, some ideal. Your truth, because it is my truth. This is how Ramana Maharshi 54 years lived. not to preach. He did not move out of Arunachala, not even 1 inch. Whole world came to him. And he remained in that state of I am. Everything operated, everything was done by him, through him. Though I did not have the opportunity to personally witness that grandeur, because I took Bhagavan as only my tata, grandfather. But these 75 old devotees with whom I was very, very closely associated with, they were not only totally devoted to the Master Bhagavan, but they lived every moment of their ordinary life in that state of I am, in that inner stillness. That convinced me. I went to Ramanashram at the age of 23, a sportsman, a conversationalist, a popular young fellow among friends. Ramanashram was like a desert, nobody there, 8 devotees only. I stuck to that place because there was truth. This truth, which Bhagavan calls effulgence of the light within, was shining in every one of them. I request you to read this book, Ramana Periya Puranam. Every one of them was that light. By association with them, I am blessed to be in that state of conviction. Conviction is not what you decide about. I like Christianity. I like this institution. That's all from our brain. But truth should hold you. The common joke is, in those days when the kings were there, everyone can say, I know the king. But does the king know you? That's the important thing. The same way, you may, through books, through sadhana, through your longing, try to hold the truth. It is always elusive, but truth should hold you. For that, you have to stand directly in front of truth. That's what Bhagavan was, that's why Bhagavan was available 24 hours. No door closing, no rules, regulations. For 54 years, not just for one day. And when one of the closest devotees asked, he said, at any time, a seeking soul will come, pining for that moment of enlightenment. If the door is closed, he will go away, miss the opportunity. Bhagavan shed tears. That's why I always say, this institution, I am very grateful. It is available for you and for me. At any moment we can wake up to the truth. Look at these masters. We have been sharing this during my 4 talks. You have been very patient. Thank you. One more day, be patient. Approach the holy words of masters and scriptures with greatest reverence. Then it will reveal. Don't go for dictionaries and fact books for explanation. You will never get your reverence for that. That's why in Hindu system, in the Eastern system, Namaskar. Is it not barbarous for a man to fall at somebody else's feet? But that's the only way to control this animal. Each one is an animal. So, approach this holy word of Jesus Christ. He says, attain the truth first, all shall be added unto you. I have meditated on that for weeks and weeks. Here, attain the truth. What Master Jesus Christ says, attain the truth first, is this I am, awareness. Then why did he say, all shall be added? It is just to, when you want a child to drink a medicine, you give a chocolate. So, hold the chocolate, first drink the medicine. The child may forget the chocolate also, once the medicine goes. So, attain the truth first, all shall be added unto you. If you attain the truth, there is no all left out at all. There is no all or is even something left out at all. But perhaps here, Master with compassion says, all shall be added. Perhaps these 6 billion bodies within which also there is only I am, you will understand. Not only your I am awareness is the truth, everyone's I am awareness is equally the truth. Attain the truth first, and all shall be added unto you. These 2 weeks we have been seriously indulging with awareness and consciousness. This is a very important breakthrough. They are not 2 just English words. The most ancient language, Sanskrit, that's why we quoted, awareness is called jnapti and consciousness prajna. Awareness is, the essence of awareness is truth, self, I am. Anytime, all 24 hours, just as our Master was available for 24 hours, the inner Master is also available to each one of us 24 hours. There is no hour there at all. When you turn within, only outside we saw these 13 principles, time, space, causation, only outside. Inside there is no time, there is no space, there is no consciousness. So the essence of awareness is absolute truth, the self, the I am. The content of consciousness we have been sharing is untruth. That is, this world, mind, or the body, and also by mind what we mean is I am so and so, I am Ganesan. That's the mind. These untruth we discussed, we did not again bring in. It comes and goes. The definition of untruth is, at some time it is there, at other times it is not there. In deep sleep, there is no world, not even your own body. You are not aware, you are Ganesan. So morning again it is there. So you cannot deny the world is not there, body is not there, Ganesan is not there. But for 8 hours there is no world, there is no body of Ganesan, there is no Ganesan at all. So you can not confirm it is there. That is the definition of untruth. This is the content of consciousness. Now, the next step, how we can get awakened from consciousness to awareness. It's not enough. Awareness is all the time there. We are not able to understand. So, these are all merely sharings. This is not another textbook giving you some lessons. This is merely sharing. There are 4 aspects of layers. If you understand and do from consciousness, which is also these 13 principles which we saw given by God, that is the 5 senses, 5 elements, time, space and causation, they were also given by God. They come and go. but the I am awareness is all the time there. So from this, how we can shift to the I am awareness totally, purely, all the time. So 4 layers. The first aspect is understanding, your understanding. Whatever is explained, if you do not grasp it, however supreme the explanations may be, it is of no use. All these scriptures are tremendously, supremely valuable. The religious people may quarrel, Bible, Quran, Vedas, but each one of them by themselves is supremely important because that's the truth. But since we do not understand it, it is of no use. So the first aspect is, there are these 2 principles, consciousness, awareness. From consciousness is untruth, so we have to transcend to awareness. How to do it? First of all, put that question in yourself, and then these 4 aspects will help you, as it has helped me. I have not read it in any book. First principle is understanding. Understanding that awakening to awareness by itself is the truth, because you are the person who is trying to, making the effort to awake to awareness, the understanding. It is not some classroom course. Anytime you can transcend from the limitation of consciousness to awareness by this understanding that awakening to awareness is by itself the truth. It is always the happening. It is not yesterday happened, tomorrow I will try. It won't happen. There is no tomorrow at all. So this also you understand. The understanding takes place. Bhagavan uses the English word happening. It's not my word. Very important word. And then second aspect is giving up. At that instantaneously you should give up the content of consciousness. That is, no, I can't deny the world. It is there. How can I deny the body? You must. Because Bhagavan says, in sleep, whenever you have a doubt, how can I deny this world? How can I deny my body? It is happening 8 hours in your sleep. You are already doing it. Don't say, I cannot do it. So, consciously now, give up. Giving importance to the content of consciousness. That is, content of consciousness is nothing but the world, the body, the name, the mind. The third one is realizing. Realizing that it is ever in the now and here. It's not somewhere in the Himalayas or at Ramanashram. Tomorrow, next year I am going to Ramanashram, I will do it there. No. It is here. Realizing, you should realize it. It's not a concept. Here and now is the true. You have to do it. Then the fourth principle is recognizing. Recognizing the very I am whom you corrupt as V. Ganesan or Leena, he is always the now and here. So all these terminologies, I am, now, here, awareness, awakening, all are synonymous words. They are not different words indicating the very same principle of your truth. Why should we give again and again so much importance to the I am? I am is God. That is, this I am awareness alone is truth. Because it is there 24 hours. In one of the sharings, I have shared with you that Bhagavan demanded, somebody donated a globe. Bhagavan never wanted anything for himself. He said, keep the globe next to me. Everyone, Muruganar, everyone was surprised. Why did he want a globe? Then they kept it next to him. The next day, a person came, known person. Bhagavan, my family attachment, my worldly living has been a pain for me. I wanted peace, so I have given up everything. I have run away here to Ramana Ashram. I am very peaceful. I am very happy in your presence. Bhagavan looked at him and said, yes, for 3 days. Then the management will come and tell you, your stay for 3 days is over. Go away. Then you will be unhappy. By that time, you would have made some friends who would have said, I have got a cave in Himalayas. Anytime they ask you to go away from here, come to the cave. You can be happy there. You will go there. And then a separate cave. No disturbance. Really, this man is a serious seeker. So he was meditating all that. For 2 months he was very happy. After that, a big sadhu came and stood in front of him. Hey, this is my cave. Vacate it. Then you will become very unhappy. By that time, he would have acquainted with an American. He would have said, you come to America, I will look after you. I mean, this is not merely a joke, sincerely. That American would look after you for 6 months. Then the government of America will say, your visa is over, get out. So Bhagavan says, where will you go, my friend? Then he took out that globe. Can you jump out of it? Where will you go? Happiness is here. Wherever outside you go, there will be only unhappiness, temporary happiness for 3 days, 2 months, 6 months. After that, but you can be permanently happy. So, this I am awareness to which one has to turn to is absolutely important, because it gives you when you turn within, it gives you the experience. God is this I am, and outside everything is also God. It is all this I am is God's image. The very same God has created everything. So everything is the same I am. But still, after knowing all this, sharing all this, there are problems, pains, worldly difficulties. Then where have we committed a mistake? We know, we understand, we grasp. AHAM gives you very clear exposition of the teaching, that the I am is the only truth, everything else is on the untruth. Then why we suffer? Bhagavan says how we suffer, why we suffer. In talks with Maharshi, this is quotation from Bhagavan. All mistake the mind consciousness for I am conscious, I am awareness. Whatever that you see, this is world, I am Ganesan, here is Leena, this is the mind consciousness. The I am awareness is all 24 hours. In sleep, there is no Ganesan, there is no Leena, there is no AHAM, but still I am there. So Bhagavan refers to all mistake the mind consciousness for I am awareness. There is no mind in deep sleep, but no one denies his being in deep sleep. Even a child says on waking, I slept well, and does not deny its existence there. The I am existence is there all through. From it, the I identification rises up as the mind. Mind is nothing but Ganesan, Leena, Stan, Doug. Identification. From that, the I identification rises up as the mind. The mind turns outward through the five senses and perceives objects, including its own body. This perception through the mind eye, they call direct perception. Asked, if not the I am directly perceived, they get confused. Because I am does not announce itself as an object in front of them. And only the perception through the senses can be recognized by them as knowledge, the tree, the building, motor car, airplane, anything outside of you which you can see, you identify, that is our greatest knowledge. And only the perception through the senses can be recognized by them as knowledge. This erroneous habit is so strong rooted in them. A verse in Tevaram is a devotional hymn sung by a Tamil saint who lived 700 years back, says, O seekers, eager to get over all misery, one thing you have to do, worry not about mental inferences and mind projected examples. Our light is ever shining forth from within. With having that clarity, that is mind cleared, free, live ever in God. Bhagavan says, this is the direct perception. Will the common man admit it? They want God to appear in front of them as a bright being. Such a vision, once originated, must also end. It is therefore transient. Tevaram speaks of the eternal and ever-experienced being, the I am. This Tevaram takes one directly to the reality. Then the Hindu philosophy Vedanta clarifies why this mind is so quite often and powerfully also going on said mind is the danger, mind is all the obstacle. What exactly is the mind? Why it is condemned like that? Vedanta says, uses two terms which is very useful to us. It says, because without mind we cannot daily operate. So it is not the mind operation is condemned, but your understanding why it is not true. The mind projection is not true. As Bhagavan explained, the mind is not in sleep, but you are there. So how to deal with why this mind is condemned is, the Vedanta gives two words, Avarana and Vikshepa. Avarana is veiling, hiding. Vikshepa is projecting. Hiding something and then projecting something. What does it hide? The mind hides our own I am. We have to conduct so many classes to make us believe that there is I am, which is all the time there. With the aid of this mind which is not there for 8 hours, with that we have to explain there is mind. So the mind wields the truth, I am, and projects this world of object. That's why it has to be understood. Understanding is all very essential. Buddha, he gave 4 truths. Very first declaration. His cousin Ananda said, how to attain that uncle? He said, there are 8 means. Right conduct, right speech. Like that Buddha gives 8. Then Ananda says, of all these 8, which is the most important? Buddha says, right understanding is the clue for balancing between spiritual and worldly life. Right understanding is not the opposite of wrong understanding. Right understanding to each one of us at every moment arises. So, at every stage you have to make an effort to understand exactly what it is. Why we condemn the mind, our own brain, our own logic? Because it projects falsehood and hides the truth all the time. The same way, how to get release from that? Again, Bhagavan gives 2 words. Whenever you are submerged in avarana and vikshepa, that is, truth is hidden and falsehood is projected, use these 2 words. Who and to whom? Whose is the mind? Who? Who is this mind I? Whose is the ego I? When you raise this question, you go back into that inner silence. The same way, when there is a calamity outside the world, this is not just an imagination, it is there. Then you are also baffled. To whom all these losses? Raise that question. Immediately notice it will land you into the inner silence. That inner silence of this is the right understanding. It is not created by you. Once Bhagavan said, everything that you think you know is untruth, but I am is not untruth. It is the truth. Everything is untruth, but God is not untruth. Everything is untruth. Guru is not untruth. We should not mix up and then get more and more confused. So, when you ask who and to whom, instantaneously you get released to that inner silence. Have complete faith. All the scriptures, all the masters, including the last greatest master Ramana Maharshi, says, I am, awareness is the only truth. And that is not somewhere in the Himalayas, within you. Why are we wasting time not paying attention to that? Paul Brenton, 1935, when he was putting more and more questions to Bhagavan, Bhagavan said, go to the source of thought. He went to the source of thought and there was nothing there. He said, reported to Bhagavan, Bhagavan, there is nothing there. He said, that nothingness is fullness. That is the inner silence. Then with experience of that. It is not just intellectual exchange of words. He was experiencing the inner silence that is going to the source of thought, from where the thought arises. Then Brunton put the question, Bhagavan, what the state that I am experiencing, is it the state propagated or experienced under the teaching of the Buddha, Sunya? Bhagavan said, yes, it is the same state, but it is fullness. Because by Sunya, it is misunderstood as nothing. Nothing in our objective understanding is, if the things are not here, we think it is nothing. Everything, without a difference, when there is everything fullness, that's the nothing, that's the stillness. And that is the I am awareness. And again we are saying I am awareness as if it's a concept. So one devotee asked Bhagavan, again and again you are using this AHAM, I am awareness. Bhagavan said, it is very simple. He gave this example. Suppose we are all in a room and suddenly electricity goes off. It is completely pitch darkness. You cannot even see your own body. Are you lost? Don't you feel you exist? You are not able to see your body, anybody there, complete darkness, but you have the experience of you exist. Bhagavan further says, if Stan in that room, in that darkness, Ganesan, yes Stan, I am here. Stan is not able to see Ganesan, Ganesan is not able to see Stan, but I make the statement, yes, I am here. What makes you say I am here? You have not seen yourself. That simple awareness, Bhagavan says, come to the rudiments, become simple, don't complicate. In the darkness, when you feel you exist, because when the example of deep sleep is given, people always escape, I don't understand anything. So Bhagavan gives this example of the darkness, complete darkness. You are aware, but you are not able to see, and still you identify I am. So that simple I am is available to us all the time. We have to turn our attention to that by, whenever we have a doubt, don't ponder too much on the doubt. Who has this doubt? Don't go to the content of the doubt. Immediately ask, who has this doubt? He will go into the silence. When Bhagavan was asked, Bhagavan has made the famous statement, there is no answer to the question, who am I? In Talks with Maharshi he says, there you have to stay with that statement. You can experience. When Bhagavan says there is no answer, what he refers to is this inner silence. Then his second sentence he gives, the asking is the answer. The one who asks that question is the answer. The answer is always you. You ignore yourself, you want an answer outside of you. So there is no answer as an object, as an explanation. Always the answer for who am I, when you raise it, you immediately land in that inner silence. When you raise that question, there is no Ganesan. But Ganesan, I always share, yesterday also, I think Jeannie reminded to me, once I made a statement here, God is Ganesan, but Ganesan is not God. If you stay with that, you will understand. My Jeannie yesterday reminded me that And I was so immensely happy. God is Leela, but Leela is not God. We do not, this is the homework for real understanding which Buddha recommends. So that's what Bhagavan says. There is no answer for the question, who am I? The asking is the answer. The one who asks that question is the answer, which is nothing but I am. How to be all the time in the state of I am? See, in deep sleep, Bhagavan says deep sleep state, there your body is not there. Only in the waking state, you cannot ignore your body, it is there. So, bring that deep sleep state into waking, Bhagavan says. Bring the deep sleep state into the waking. What exactly that is? In the sleep state, you do not have the body. So, in the waking also, be a nobody. It is very easy. When you are driving the car, sir, you are not aware you are John, you are Stan. I ask so many of my friends, when you are cooking, you are not Leela. Any work in which you are totally dedicated, at that moment you should watch yourself, there is no Ganesan there. The same way, the second principle is, when you are hilariously laughing on a joke, Doug is not there. That's why every time I give him a hug. Whenever he laughs, whenever he makes me laugh, it is not two people hugging to each other. He makes me completely be no Ganesan because he becomes no duck. It is possible. Notice this. It is easy. When the waking state, be a nobody. Don't become identified with the name and body. It is very easy, sir. I will give you 3 examples. You know snake and ladder game here in America?
What is it?
Snake and ladder.
Snake and ladder?
Yes, you have to play a dice game. In India different, but I am told in America it is, you have to put the dice. The dice, you have got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points, and then whatever falls, you have to move the coin up through the ladder or through the snake, and then you progress. 3 or 4 people can play that. 4, they will play, and then their coin will be moved. When you come to 98, 100 is the final achievement goal. When you come to 98, you have to put only 2. If you don't put 2, any other denomination, you will come back to 0. That's the trick of that game. That's the pain of that game. With great difficulty, you will go to 98 and you have to put the dice. It won't come 2, it will become 1, it will come 4. Then you have to come to 0 again, go there. This is a common game in China, India, I am told in America also children play and elders also play. So, what is that 2? This is the question, who am I? Any other sadhana will take you to again to birth and death pain. You once ask, who am I? You will reach 100. What is the benefit there? There is no 98. There is no dice game. There is nobody who plays the dice game. There is no 2. There is just merely the joy of having won the game. And the second example is my favorite example. You will there was Bertrand Russell, a British mathematician, very great mathematician. He became a philosopher. He was a mathematician. He will always challenge everyone. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. At all times, for all people, in all languages, like that. If you are God, if your scriptures can be proved like that, we can accept. But he is a Christian. He says there is only one God who is Jesus Christ. I say my gods are 3,000 gods. I am a Hindu. 3,000 gods. So you differ. But in mathematics is the only truth he used to establish in his conferences. In one of those conferences, an ordinary agriculturist, it was in London, he stood up. She said, "Sir, I have a doubt. You said 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Is it true?" He said, "Yes. Ask anyone." "Oh, good. But what is 2, sir?" He said, 1 plus 1. Simple. You don't know that? It is 1 plus 1 is. Then that agriculturist, not to corner Bertrand Russell, he did not understand, "Sir, what is 1? Finished. Bertrand Russell could not give an answer. Because 1 is an assumed unit. Like in other mathematics, x, they take an x. It is an assumed principle. And Bertrand Russell, being a true mathematician, a scientist, he could not bluff. He said, "Sir, I will answer you once I solve it to myself. What is 1? He never solved. If only he would have come to AHAM, he would have solved it. That 1 is yourself, the I am. That's the 1 from which the whole mathematics has come out. This 1 I am is the room for 1 plus 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Whole mathematics comes from you. And then third story which happened, I used to conduct morning sessions in my house, merely sharing. It's only this direct teaching of whatever experience I used to have. There was one tall, hefty person. Every day he used to come in the last seat. After a month or two, one day he said, "Ganesan, I want to talk to you privately." So he came. At 2:30 in the evening, I asked him to come. His name was Robert Nickel. He said, "I am myself a teacher in California. My guru is Ramana Maharshi. I try to share in California with my friends these direct teachings of Bhagavan, and I know it threadbare, thoroughly. The self is, there is only one self, that is the I am. The whole world is illusion. The body is illusion. Mind is illusion. I can answer any question." So what is the problem, I asked. "But I have this doubt. I have not experienced it. I am only sharing it. Can you give me explanation for this?" "I don't know." So I closed my eyes, as taught to me by S.S. Cohen, who got it directly from Bhagavan, from the inner voice. This is not my sentence. "Let Bob be dead." I don't know. I said, "Let Bob be dead." After 5 minutes, such a joy in Bob. He said, "Yes, sir, Bob is dead." He almost ran with great ecstasy. I never heard from him. After 3-4 months, I get a phone call. I said, "May I know who is speaking?" "I am dead Bob talking. I am in cancer institution. I just now went a major surgery for my cancer. Very painful, but I am happy." He had 3 more surgeries. I went and saw him also in Ohio. He said, "Bob is dead. He has no pain. The body may be having pain." So, turning within, you have to become a nobody, which is not difficult. Give up Lena. you are happy. Be a nobody. Because there is no mind, there is no 98, there is no 2, there is only one. That one is I am, that you are. This is what the Vedas say. Tatu tvam vasi, that you are. When Moses met God, God should have asked Moses, who are you? Moses might have, this is my spiritual imagination, Moses might have replied, I am Moses. So God replied him, I am that I am. The same I am Moses, you identify with Moses, that is God. I am within you is God. So the Vedas also say, you are that. What is that? The same I am. Turn within and be happy. I assure you, I give you guarantee, whenever you turn within, you are happy. When you turn outside, identify with Lena, you are unhappy. You, Lena, can never become happy. Ganesan has never been happy, but I am always happy. Be happy, sir. Get rid of this identification with your body and name. It is easy. Dead Bob is the standing example. He passed away only recently. Beautiful person. Not because I gave him anything. He woke up. Let Bob be dead came from my inner silence, not from my brain, because I am not a teacher. Turn within, this inner silence gives you the answer, and not only the answer, transformed that Bob, he instantaneously became dead. And then after the third operation, he again telephoned to me, Ganesan, I think at long last, I am really going to be dead. The next day he was dead. That's what his friends said. But he was happy. Be happy always. Whenever you do not identify with name and form, notice, not because somebody says, how many scriptures have said, how many masters, Jesus Christ got his body crucified to make us awake to this I am. Is it not a shame if we do not awake to that I am? After Ramana Maharshi, 54 years, he exposed himself just to make us become aware of the I am. What are we doing? When Osborne went and asked, after 3 years of sadhana, Bhagavan, he wanted to say, I am very sincerely doing the same problem. I have not attained, we wanted to say, Bhagavan, stop, Osborne. You have been told. What are you waiting for? Because you have a concept of realizing the I am. You bring in time element. Already you deny you are not. You have to get it. So Bhagavan says, you have been told. What is that told? You are the I am. What are you waiting for? Osborne immediately got it. Like my dead Bob got it. Thank you very much. Personally, I thank you, Stan.
You're very welcome.
For inviting me to be here. It's a great joy. Look at this. Beautiful. When I say prostrations to Bhagavan, who has come in so many forms, I literally mean it. It's not words for me. Everything is Bhagavan. Everything is I am. You are aware. You are alive. When Bhagavan Brenton asked, again and again you say, aware. It is nothing but being, you are being alive. Simple being is the self. Turn your attention to life. You are existing. If I am not alive, I cannot talk. If you are not alive, doesn't matter, even if you sleep, you can still hear me. Isn't it? You are alive. That simple alive principle. And that alive principle is in Sanskrit called Ananda. Ananda is unlimited happiness. Buddha was unlimited happiness. Jesus Christ was unlimited. Have you ever seen anybody in a sorrow phase? Any of the masters? Even highest Bhagavan, after the fourth operation, he is going to drop the body that evening. The doctors were all crying because intense pain. Bhagavan insisted on meeting the devotees. And people who have seen at the last moments, they have told me, Bhagavan was in absolute bliss. That I am within you is the true happiness. What the mind projects as happiness, Bhagavan gives this clarification. That's pleasure-oriented happiness. This is peace-oriented happiness. When you turn within, you are always happy. You are peaceful. Be happy. This is the only purpose of life. Bhagavan says, realizing the self is the only purpose of life. All your activities are waste of time. So be happy.